What if I told you that one man, living over 500 years ago, imagined helicopters long before engines were invented, designed tanks when warfare was still fought with swords, and even sketched robots when the world didn't even understand basic mechanics? This man wasn't just ahead of his time, he was ahead of every time. Welcome to the unbelievable world of Leonardo da Vinci, the greatest genius of the Renaissance. Leonardo da Vinci is best known as the painter of the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. But hidden inside his notebooks were ideas so advanced that scientists today are still trying to understand how he imagined them. At a time when Europe was barely coming out of the Middle Ages, Da Vinci was thinking about flying machines, submarines, automatic weapons, self-driving carts, and even human-like robots. His notebooks contain over 7,000 pages filled with engineering diagrams, anatomical drawings, weapons concepts, and inventions that wouldn't exist in the real world until centuries later. Leonardo didn't just dream, he dissected, calculated, and engineered. His designs were so precise that when scientists built many of them with modern materials, they worked almost exactly as he intended. So today, we are diving deep into 10 spectacular Da Vinci inventions that were centuries ahead of their time. And trust me, number 10 will absolutely shock you. 1. The helicopter. The aerial screw. In the late 1400s, when the concept of flight was still seen as pure fantasy, Leonardo designed a machine he called the aerial screw. The structure was made of linen stretched over a spiral frame. The idea was that if 4 men rotated it fast enough, it would lift into the air, just like modern helicopter blades. The mathematics behind it is shockingly accurate. Engineers later tested a scaled model of the aerial screw using lightweight materials and found it could generate lift. Leonardo essentially predicted the concept of vertical flight almost 450 years before the first helicopter took off. 2. The armored tank. Imagine a round, turtle-shaped armored vehicle with cannons sticking out in every direction. Now imagine someone designing it in the 15th century. That was Leonardo da Vinci. His tank had slanted armor for protection and interior cranks to make it move. The only flaw was a reversed gear, possibly intentional so no one could weaponize it without his oversight. When historians corrected the gears in a reconstructed version, it moved exactly as he predicted. Da Vinci thought of tanks nearly 430 years before they were used in World War I. 3. The diving suit. Underwater warfare before submarines. Leonardo designed a leather diving suit with goggles, a mask, and breathing pipes connected to a floating air supply. It even included a pouch that allowed the diver to stay underwater longer by adjusting buoyancy. His goal? To let soldiers swim underwater and sabotage enemy ships. This was centuries before scuba diving was even imagined. Modern engineers rebuilt it, and incredibly, the suit worked underwater. Leonardo anticipated the concept of military diving around 500 years early. 4. The parachute. Da Vinci designed a triangular parachute covered with linen and supported by a wooden frame. He confidently wrote that a man could jump from any height and land safely. At the time, this was unheard of. In 2000, skydiver Adrian Nicholas jumped from thousands of feet using a parachute built exactly from Leonardo's sketch. No modifications. The result? A perfect controlled descent. Leonardo invented the parachute 3 entire centuries before aviation existed. 5. Leonardo's robot knight, the first human-like robot. In the 1490s, Da Vinci designed a humanoid machine that could stand, sit, raise its arms, and move its head. This mechanical knight used gears, pulleys, and cables, similar to modern robotics. This invention remained hidden for hundreds of years until the notebooks were rediscovered. When roboticists finally built it in the early 2000s, it worked exactly as Leonardo intended. This makes Leonardo da Vinci the father of robotics, long before robotics was even a field of study. 6. The self-propelled cart, the first automobile. Imagine a world with no engines, no electricity, and no concept of automated movement. Now imagine designing a car that could move on its own. Leonardo did just that. His self-propelled cart was powered by coiled springs and had a steering mechanism that allowed it to turn. When modern engineers built a replica, it moved independently without any external force, just like an early robot or wind-up car. This brilliant machine is considered the first prototype of the modern automobile, 400 years before cars appeared. 7. The 33-barrel organ, early machine gun technology. Leonardo invented a rapid-fire weapon consisting of 33 barrels arranged in 3 rows. These rows could be rotated so that one row fired while the others cooled down. This created a continuous firing cycle, something unimaginable in his time. This mechanism is the ancestor of modern machine guns. His idea of rotating firing chambers influenced the development of multi-barrel weapons centuries later. Leonardo wasn't just imagining weapons, he was reinventing warfare. 8. The giant crossbow, a psychological weapon. Leonardo's massive crossbow was nearly the size of a small house. It used mechanical tension to launch large projectiles such as stones or explosives. But there was more to it than just weaponry. Leonardo understood psychology. He believed the intimidating sight of this enormous weapon would frighten enemies even before battle began. This mix of engineering and psychological warfare shows how deeply he understood human behavior in combat. 9. The revolving bridge. For military commanders who needed mobility, Leonardo invented a portable, rotating bridge. Soldiers could carry it, set it across a river, and pull it back quickly. This idea is strikingly similar to modern military bridging systems used by armies today. His version was lightweight, fast to deploy, and extremely practical. Leonardo wasn't just designing machines, he was designing strategy. 10. The ornithopter, flight inspired by birds. Da Vinci believed humans could fly by copying birds. His famous ornithopter had massive wings that were meant to flap like a giant bird. He studied the anatomy of birds, wind patterns, and wing movements in extreme detail. While the machine couldn't achieve human-powered flight, it became the foundation for early aviation experiments. Many modern experimental aircraft still use principles inspired directly from Leonardo's drawings. His fascination with flight shows just how unlimited his imagination truly was. Leonardo da Vinci wasn't just a painter, inventor, or engineer. He was a visionary who refused to be limited by the technology of his time. While the world around him was stuck in medieval thinking, Leonardo was predicting aircraft, robots, submarines, parachutes, tanks, and automobiles. Many of his inventions were scientifically possible, but the world simply wasn't ready for him. Today, engineers continue to study his notebooks for inspiration, proving that true genius never expires. Leonardo da Vinci didn't just imagine the future, he helped shape it.